Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm coming to you live from Lake Texoma here at the lake house. And I just want to test this for a few minutes. We normally start at straight up 9. Today I'm trying something new where I can have everything come from one stream and should be live on Instagram, YouTube, our company page, our Pitcock page, the author page. So first of all, for those of you that are new here, my name is Barb Pitcock, and we do this every Saturday morning. No Guts, No Story, 9 a.m. Central Time. I never miss a Saturday. And today we happen to have hundreds of people showing up here momentarily at the lake house. We're at the LaCour Lake House on Lake Texoma. We are hosting over 100 people here at a platinum retreat. And we had an event yesterday, have a huge event today. Super excited for all the people to be showing up. And I just want to let you know, if you're new here, today I'm going to talk to you about something that is so important, and it's your dreams and goals. Why some people get their dreams and goals, why some people don't. And the one thing that I would say to you is it doesn't happen in a minute. It happens in the days that nobody sees. So while we're waiting here, drop in the comments and let me know, where are you coming in from? I would love to hear where you're coming in from. How long have you been watching No Guts, No Story? And do you have your dreams and goals? I am going to get one more device going. I'm going to let you guys see the beautiful sunrise that's happening here in Texas. And we are going to start in about 4 or 5 minutes. So here we go. Welcome, everybody. If you're just coming in, please let me know where you're coming in from. I can't wait to hear all the things. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Amy. And what platform are you guys watching from? Let me know if you're watching Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I'm not 100% sure if this is live on my Instagram, but I'm checking things. We'll get to speed here in just a minute. Scrolling through all the comments. Good morning. I see my Facebook friends. I got to put on my readers here to see where you're all coming in from. Okay. So excited to be here with all of you. Buffalo, New York. I see you. Shauna, Ashley, Amy, Maria. Can anyone check, is this live on my personal Instagram? That's the big question. Is it live on Instagram? So many people coming on. I see you. Hello, Amy Cross, my best friend from Texas. Shauna, Kelly, Maria. So excited to get started. So today is going to be a great topic. I don't care what your background is, what it is that you do. You're going to leave here knowing that you can have and be and do the things that you dream of. And we are going to get started by asking you, like, do you have a journal? Do you have a dream board? Do you have somewhere that you track? What is it that you want? And the real question to you is, how do you get through the hard days? Because none of this happens just by accident. It happens because you're persistent. It happens because you keep on keeping on. You don't give up. And you know, your dream life that you live happens in the days that nobody sees. The days that nobody sees. And I want to welcome you guys. If you're just coming on to No Guts, No Story for the first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Barb Pitcock. I'm from a little town in Russell, Kansas. Today, I'm standing in a billionaire's mansion here at Lake Texoma, $10 million mansion, the boathouse. I will post some pictures of later. Brand new boathouse down here. Ross Perot's estate is right across the water. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani right next door. So many people were out there on boats today, and I was sitting here watching the sun come up, and I was thinking, I wonder what those people do. You know, Dave and I used to drive by people's homes, drive past a mansion or see someone driving a dream car. I used to dream of a Provost motor coach till we got one, and I realized my husband's not a motorhome guy. But when I would dream and I would see things or a neighborhood, I would think, what must those people do? And you know what I want to tell you guys is there's a lot of ways out there that people can make money. You just have to pick your how, and you have to pick your hard. And coming to you today from the lake, as I sit here looking out over this beautiful view with so many top earners joining us in about an hour from now, you see the house, you see the boat, you see the business that's built. Maybe you see the lifestyle, the freedom, the vacations someone has. But what you don't see are the thousands of ordinary days that were hard. You don't see what it was built on. You see the highlight reel world. You see all the Instagram posts and the filters that people have. But what you don't see, you want it quickly. You want it tomorrow. You don't understand why you didn't hit your goal or you didn't hit the rank. You don't see that it's built in early mornings and late nights, disappointments, hard conversations, shitty things that happen in relationships and business, sacrifices, choosing discipline over comfort, getting back up day after day after day after failure after failure after failure. And the days that nobody's applauding you, everyone else is sleeping, everyone else is on the boat, everyone else is at the bar, Netflix binging, doing all the fun things. You don't understand. The people that have things that nobody else has are doing things that nobody else would be willing to do. And I want to tell you, my story is a story of seasons when I wondered if the work would be worth it. Seasons when I wondered, is this adversity ever going to end? Seasons when nobody knew the sacrifice that was happening behind the scenes, but we took that step. We made that sacrifice. We let go of things temporarily to have something that would be long-term freedom. And when people see moments like this and they say, oh, she just got lucky, I want to be the first one to tell you, luck doesn't have anything to do with your success. I'm looking at these comments and I want to ask you guys, do you have a dream? Do you have a goal? Are you making temporary sacrifices? Letting go of things that you love so that eventually you can have things that nobody else is ever going to have. And when I say that to you, I say it in love. Are you willing to do the sacrifice? People see moments like this, but they don't realize it wasn't built in a year, not even in 2 or 3 years. Frequence is a very young company, but I want you to know it was built over years and years and years of sacrifice. I believe there is a yacht that is about to be pulling up here, and I'm going to try to move my camera so that you can see it. We're taking all of the leaders out on a yacht today, a yacht that's millions of dollars. Not my yacht, a friend of mine, our partner in business. And I want you to know the greatest things that you have on your dream board are so achievable. It's you being willing to do the right things long enough consistently. So I'm going to take you here for a minute. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's pulling in. Can you see this yacht? It's pulling in. Do you guys see it down there? Can you see it? Drop in the comments. Can you imagine you just have a multi-million-dollar yacht that you can take all your friends out on? It's pulling into the boathouse right now. And you have someone that drives it. And you have someone that cleans it. You have a place that you can store it. You have someone that services it. I mean, for me, that's more than my dream home, honestly. Why would I want a yacht? Why would I want a yacht? Do you want to know why, guys? To entertain my friends. to build their dream, to give them something that they never dreamt was possible. That's why. When I dream about a home on the lake, I don't dream about it so I can sit like I'm somebody special. I dream about it because I want to build the dreams of others. Honestly, I think about my little granddaughter who can't be out in the sun. I think about taking her down below where there's air conditioning and a bed that she can sleep when everybody else is catching fish and in the sun. You know, sometimes we stop dreaming because we think we're not worthy. Sometimes we stop dreaming because we think, oh, that's so far-fetched. That could never happen for me. Today, I want to ask you to get a bigger dream, get a bigger goal. Get yourself thinking about what would I do if I knew I could not fail? And understand there are going to be hard times. A lot of people are not willing to do the right things long enough and not to do them consistently because times do get tough. And here's what I want to ask you. It's so windy out here. What is God doing in your life? Because God does his greatest work in the hidden places. Think about scripture. David wasn't made a king on a battlefield. He became a king when he was faithfully tending to sheep. Nobody even noticed him. If I remember right, he was too little. He was too small. Nobody noticed him. But he became a king while he was faithful, a faithful servant. Joseph wasn't prepared to be someone in a palace. He was prepared in a prison. Jesus spent 30 years preparing before he even witnessed in ministry in public. And I think sometimes we want to give up when the times are tough, but we don't realize that God is developing us, not in public, but in private. And I want to tell you, those invisible days, they matter. Maybe it doesn't feel exciting. Dave and I spent 2 or 3 years out of the industry, caregiver for his mom, wondering about the future, watching my daughter fight a battle nobody knew. I've never talked about it, but my son was also in a horrible separation. And the grandkids that we loved, and everybody heartbroken. Sometimes you're doing work and you're going through things that are hard things in your family, and nobody has any idea. But you're still trying to show up, make the call, make the post, write in the journal, serve at church, be a part of your community, coach the team, drive the kids, clean the house, like all the things that nobody realizes. As long as you're getting up and you're keeping your promises, you're serving your family, you're learning, you're growing, you're praying. You can't underestimate those days, because no different than Joseph or David or Jesus in the Bible. And I'm just using them as you know, an example. You are being built. You can't underestimate those days. Here's the lesson at the lake. This lake reminds me of years of rain, years of drought, years of rivers. Maybe there's some man-made part of it where it took time. This lake just didn't show up one day. Life works the same way. Time, rivers flowing, people working, small decisions, consistency, repeated day after day after day. And I want to leave you today with 3 questions that you should ask yourself. What dream am I really building? What habit do I practice every single day that is so important for my future? What will my future self thank me for? Like, thank goodness you didn't give up. I'm actually grateful for every hard chapter. It molded me to be who I am today. I think about invisible angels. Not only 2 weeks ago were we in a park with God's Bucket Brigade. Homeless people lined up for 2 hours. But last night in this small area in Denison, Texas, a lot of our leaders gathered items, a collective Frequency family group, and gave to the homeless shelter here in Denison. What are you building? What are you going to do with the story that was built in the prison cell? The story that was built in the bankruptcy chapter? The story that was built when you were homeless? The story that was built in the middle of your divorce, in the middle of your sentence, in the middle of your depression, in the middle of your battle with mental health? Watching a kid the other night in the park, completely in psychosis, out of his mind, running, jumping. I don't know what he was on. I was sobbing, you guys, because it's somebody's son, it's somebody's daughter, it's somebody's father, it's somebody's brother. And who are we to judge what they're in the midst of? You know, a lot of people think that being a believer means that you judge, because a lot of Christians do judge. They want to protect their kids from being around those kind of people. Not my kid. My kid would never do that. Well, guess what, guys? I did everything right. I don't even drink or smoke, never been high in my life. And 2 out of my 3 kids struggled with mental health, depression, anxiety, some type of addiction. You know, the number one addiction today is actually gaming, and your kids and grandkids are candidates for it. Whether it's gambling, drinking, drugs, sex, abuse, whatever it is, people do what they do so their brain gets a release of dopamine. And I want you to think about, if you're born and you're just happy and you're high on life, what is it that makes you feel good? People do whatever they have to do to feel good. And when you don't have something to look forward to, and you're not dreaming, and you don't have a goal, or you're feeling shame or guilt or regret, or I'm way too far behind. At 55 years old, to think that I would be starting over after 30 years of building what I thought would be a legacy for my children, I could be bitter. I could be pissed. I could play the victim card, blame the industry, blame a CEO, blame a partner, blame a lawsuit. Here's the thing, guys. I was built in the hard times that nobody knew. The days that I was crying, the days that the debts were higher, the funds were lower, the fear was big, the days of grieving, in Dave's mom's final days, wondering if my daughter was going to live, if she was going to show up, if she was going to be there to see her Nana. That was her person. I want to tell you guys something. That was traumatic. That was traumatic. And I've experienced someone that I love with suicide. I've experienced someone overdosing multiple times. I've sat in hospice and watched someone take their last breath with cancer. I have seen my mom struggle with heartache and raise 4 children that were younger than me and wonder if my dad would ever come back around. There is nothing that will prepare you to witness and serve others more than the pain that you go through. You got to find the pain that you hate so much. What do you hate so much that it becomes your purpose to make a difference in that area? For me, it's mental health. It's suicide. It's addiction. It's a family disease that destroys so many people, and people think they know, but they have no idea. Thus, we created a company that's a movement, a Feel Good Now movement. I want you to think about this. I did this when people were saying, oh no, we don't talk about suicide in this school. You can't bring a speaker in for that. We don't talk about suicide. Well, they didn't, but I did. I did it when it was hard. I was hosting events at colleges, whether 20 people showed up at the park or 200, and I would spend the money on it because I knew if just one person heard the story, it could make a difference for that one. You ever heard the story of all the starfish coming up on the beach and the kid out there throwing them in as fast as the waves are bringing them in? And somebody said, what do you think you're doing? You can't save them. You're not going to make a difference throwing them back in the water. And he picked one up and he threw it and he said, but I made a difference for that one. That's all I think about every single week. What if I could make a difference for you? And I want to ask you real quick, how do you track your progress, your small decisions, your daily gratitude, the growth, the personal growth? How do you do it? What dream are you building today? I use a planner. It's called a productivity planner. I sell these on pitcockmarketing.com. I created the planner, doesn't have my name on it, but I created it because nobody else had one. That would open it up and say, what are your goals for the quarter? What are you going to do over the next 90 days? That you would open it up and it would say 50 things I would like to accomplish in my lifetime. Most of you don't even know 50 things. How are you going to get them? You got to get them from your head to your heart to the paper. My homework for all of you is to write down those 50 things. Don't stop till you get to 50 because some of them are just sound good things. And then number them. What do you want this year in the next 90 days? Until you do this, you're going to struggle because a man without a dream is not going to have his dream come true. Those who don't know what they want, they perish. They just are like a ship without a rudder, just probably fall right back into the very thing that you didn't want to fall back into. Dreams have to be so big that you'll make a commitment. And the next page of the planner says, write your story as if it's already done. Maybe it's a book you haven't published. Maybe it's a house you want to build. Maybe it's a vacation you want to take your kids or grandkids on. Maybe it's a company. Maybe it's a rank. Maybe it's paying off your debt. Oh, Lola, I love your peach dress. Today, we're having a peach-colored party. All the people showing up. I can't tell you why. We're going to announce it at 10 o'clock, but it is going to be so much fun. And I think about the dream of what's happening today. A long time ago, I wrote it on paper. I knew what I wanted. Do you know what you want? Do you even know what you want? Most people don't. Most people have no idea what they want. So my challenge for you is to stop today. Stop waiting for someone's applause. Stop waiting for someone's recognition. Stop saying nobody notices me, nobody cares. You got to care. You got to love your own self. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. That person may never get well. That person may never get straight. That person may never applaud you or recognize you, but you are enough. It might be your kids. It might be your husband. It might be your job or a financial situation. Stop waiting for conditions. Stop waiting for someone else to validate your dream. Keep building, keep serving, keep showing up, keep growing, keep believing, because you can live the life of your dreams. It's never going to be built in one big moment. It is going to be built day after day after day after day, doing the right things consistently in a world that you're doing in silence and nobody sees. It's the daily disciplines. And in closing, if you're going through a hard time, drop in the comments if you're going through a hard time. I'm looking at all these comments. Don't quit. If you feel unseen, unvalued, unheard, if you think, why would I even try? I'm never going to fit in. I'm never going to get the recognition. Are you doing this for recognition? Are you doing this because you want to prove somebody wrong? Or are you doing it for your own peace of mind? Because you might feel overlooked, but you're not unseen. I see you. I know you're going to get it. I believe in you. You're writing your own story. And one day, People are going to admire the life that you've built without realizing it was one that was created in the middle of pain. That's where you got your purpose. That's why we call this podcast No Guts, No Story. You got to have guts to do this. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep doing the right things long enough consistently, one day at a time, putting one foot in front of the other, day after day after day. And you'll know when you look back at your journals of those difficult days that nobody saw. What you're writing in quiet in the difficult days will become your story and your best-selling book. You're going through things that nobody sees, but God knows. Keep building. Your story is being written, and there is no way that I could have stood in a homeless park hugging and praying with addicts and homeless people with mental illness and so many other things had I not been the depths of despair trying to help someone that didn't know what to do and felt the guilt and the shame and the regret and the fear of getting clean. One guy there, I said, "How did you end up homeless?" He said, "I tried to quit fentanyl 3 months ago. I got so sick, I couldn't go to work. I didn't want to be an addict, but it's the only way I could function." When he missed work, he got fired. When he got fired, he missed a car payment. When he missed a car payment, they took his car. When he didn't have a car to get a different job, he lost his house. When everyone realized he couldn't provide and he wasn't okay, he lost his family. And riding his bike through that park with 2 buckets that we filled with body wash and bottled water and a blanket to sleep on and 2 pairs of underwear and 2 pairs of socks and 1 pair of jeans and a new pair of shoes, I thought to myself, this is what life is all about. Forgiving people, reaching out, putting your arm around them, loving them, second chances, understanding, and realizing that it could be you. It could be your daughter. Never say never. When I think about the story of Jesus and when people realized that he lived, he didn't go find a king or a queen or royalty or go where there was a golden robe or all the gifts. He went to the well and he found a woman, a prostitute, actually. He didn't judge. He loved. He forgave. When I think about my own mission and what I do every single day, the girls in the kitchen today said, "Oh my gosh, she was awake at 1:30. Around here, you got to get up early. Your mom's early for everything." Callie said she'll wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning. You guys, I don't even think about it. My dreams are so big. All I'm thinking about is you. All I'm thinking about is the people, the relationships, the friendships, the next event, the next retreat, the next thing that I can do to serve people, because I've been in the lows. And the lows that I've been in gave me the strength and the momentum. Think of the bottom of the valley. It gives you the momentum for the highs. I'm grateful for every low. The bankruptcy, the lawsuits, the sadness, the pain. I never want to go through it again, but that's life. It made me vulnerable. It made me authentic. It made me forgiving. It humbled me to realize that it could be anybody and that I should never think that I'm better than and that I should never judge them for what they go through. Guys, you got to build a dream that's so big it wakes you up in the morning and it keeps you up at night. And if you don't love yourself enough to do it for you, do it for the little people that are watching you. My granddaughter's out here on the patio. She's watching my every move. Kids learn what they live, not what you tell them. Even my oldest daughter, my son, my youngest daughter, I'm telling you, one thing they have learned watching us fall, they've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, but they know even if life is hard, you got to get back up. So let me be the one to tell you today, you are loved, you are celebrated, you are seen. Your dreams matter, or God wouldn't have put them in your heart. They're your dreams, your talents, your gifts, your story. Don't hide your story and be ashamed of what you went through. I happen to believe that was an experience that you came here to have, and that God will use you when you humble yourselves to be authentic, which is the highest vibration of all, and go share that with other people. Because at the end of this lifetime, you can't take a yacht with you. You can't take a mansion with you. You can't take a Rolex with you. You can't take an Escalade or a boat or a motorcycle or a diamond or anything with you. But you leave a lot. You leave a lot. How did you make people feel? What did you do to serve and witness about what God did in your life? How can you give people hope that there's a better life for them? My favorite verse, and all of you that watch me every week know, you can just say it. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, not to harm you, but plans to give you hope and a future." And I believe that with every ounce of my being. But let me tell you again, when you're going through the hard times, that's when the dream is going to be built. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep doing it, even when you don't feel like it. And the number one time you got to push harder than ever is the days that you want to quit every good thing that ever happened to you. That's when you got to pray. That's when you got to read. That's when you got to listen. That's when you got to reach out to a mentor, because that's the test. And success usually comes through right after the hardest adversity. So keep on keeping on. I can't wait to see all of your dreams, all of your goals. Drop in the comments what comes to mind that is your burning desire. And what's keeping you from it right now? Be honest. What's keeping you from it right now? Because whatever it is that's keeping you from it is probably your push through story that's going to take you to a whole other level. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you next Saturday on No Guts, No Story. Do me a favor, if you would. Drop in the comments, what is your dream? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you dream of? And I want you to also think of somebody that needs to hear this message. Share this. Hit that share button. Send it in Messenger. Save this. And look back on it and say, who do I know that needs to hear this message? Because that is the reason why I do this every Saturday morning. So I got to end early. We have hundreds of people showing up here at the lake. I'm sure you're going to see so many pictures. And I want you to picture yourself here with me at the next one, because we are building an empire of people that are dreamers, people that want to do more, be more, have more, give more, love more, share more, witness more. And this feel-good revolution is happening right now. I would love to invite you to be a part of it, and I can't wait to see you and hear your success story. Have a good day, everyone.